Hey, Samantha. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Sam?
I can barely hear you. I have my volume all the way up.
Huh. Let me see. My hair is a mess. Hi, Court. Bless you.
Hey, stop.
Can you hear me, Jesse? Okay. Samantha, can you hear me yet?
She looks frozen on my end.
Yeah, now she does here too. Hi, Court.
Smoke's just being a jerk, which is why I muted myself.
Oh, my hair. All right, I will give everyone another minute to jump on, and then we'll get started. How's everyone's Tuesday?
Long.
Yeah.
Long. Corey, are you back onto day shifts now?
For the next couple weeks.
Okay. I thought it was a more permanent move, or was it not? It's just varies week by week, or?
My last job or my last position was night with rotation to day, and now I'm day with rotation to night. So it's like
Okay.
30 days.
Gotcha. Corey. Jesse, on your end with you typing, it sounds like a tornado.
I'm sorry. I forgot to post in our challenge group this morning, so I'm trying to throw up the Tuesday post before Tuesday is over.
Well, it's funny because, so when I did the mastermind with Josh, for like the first couple months, I would take notes when it was my turn, and I had no idea that people could hear my keyboard. It had to be so annoying, and no one ever told me. And then I was on like one of our team calls, and someone was typing. I was like, oh my God, that's what they hear when it's my turn. Like, and no, I mean, this was like a year ago. So I was still like just getting to know Josh, and I didn't know anyone in the group. And I was just like, they had to think I was the most annoying person ever, like every week getting on there and typing. And they were probably like, I can't believe no one told me.
So wait, if I mute myself, will you not hear me type?
No, it's just when it's on, and it, like, see if you can hear me type right now. Hang on. I need to pull up something or I'm not gonna. Can you hear that?
Not really.
Okay, then yours must be like right near your microphone or something.
Gotcha. Oh my God, guys.
All right, I am gonna get started So I will, oh, it's recording already. I forgot this, like, I have it set up to automatically record, so they're just gonna see us chilling for the beginning. I am gonna mute everyone just so we don't get background noises, and then I want this to be an interactive call, so as we go, I'll pause and you guys can unmute yourselves and chime in. All right, so I had my notes, let me pull them up. For those watching the recording, today is August 28th, which I'm just like in total disbelief. Hi, Emily, and hi, Bridget. Wait, there's Bridget. It's like, I swear I saw you. I am in total freaking disbelief that it's the end of August already and the end of summer. And there's what? 1, 2, 3 days left in August. I literally feel like, because we're going to talk vision boards today, so I literally feel like it was just January. And if I remember, I know Courtney and Jesse were on the call. I don't remember who all else was on it, but we made vision boards in the beginning of January, and I literally feel like it was just that. Like, we just made those vision boards, and now over half of the year is over, and I just like want time to slow down, but it's not, so we're gonna keep going. And tonight we're gonna talk about the year is halfway over, so where are you on those vision boards, and where do you want to go by the end of the year? Because as we can see, time goes so freaking fast that if we blink, sometimes we miss it all. And I've really been focused myself on, okay, here are my solid work hours, here are my solid unplugged hours, like all of that fun stuff. And then what do we want? What do I want my individual goals to be? What do I want our team goals to be? And how can I help you girls hit those goals that you set for yourself? So I want, like I said, interactive, and I'm just going to give you some time. So grab either a piece of pen and paper or pull up like the notes section on your phone, or if you're on your laptop, just something where you can type some stuff in. It doesn't have to be pretty, but I want you to think while we're on this call. So I'll give you a minute. Emily, how's the Texas heat?
Well, actually, I'm back in Colorado.
I was gonna say, are you back here? I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
What town are you in now? Back where you were?
Yes.
Okay, exciting. Did you just miss it?
Yeah, and things just didn't work out with
Yeah,
John.
that's okay. Colorado's way better.
Better.
Than Texas.
Yeah. Texas was hot, but like I felt like I got used to it after a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't feel like I ever would.
I mean, I think I just got used to it and just like dealing with it.
Yeah.
I didn't really like dealing with my hair because I always felt like I had to put my hair up.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I'm glad to be back, but now I feel like it's hot here.
It's been cool here.
Yeah. I feel like it's been hot because it's been like, I mean, there's been a couple of days where it's like 90 degrees.
Oh, really? I guess it has been hotter. I get out a lot in the mornings and the evenings, so then it's like cooling off.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm glad you're back, so now we can meet up and stuff again. The next Super Saturday is October 20th, if you can go,
Okay.
so we can meet up there and
Yeah,
hang out
definitely.
again. Yay, that makes me happy. Okay, sad that it didn't work out in Texas, but happy you're back in Colorado.
Yeah, I definitely think it'll be better that I'm back. So
Perfect, good. All right, guys, so I want you to take your piece of paper or whatever you grabbed, and you've done this before as a coach. If you haven't, then I'm not a good leader, but write down, you don't need to type it in here, but write down your why. I think sometimes we can get caught up in the daily activities, the inviting, the follow-ups, the short-term goals that we're pushing for, whether it be Emerald or Success Club or Diamond, that we tend to forget why we started this in the first place. And your why you started it may be totally different than your why right now. So really think of both of those, like why you started it in the first place. And Court, I hope you don't mind, I'll use you as an example. But Courtney's why totally changed from, and it was her 1 year anniversary of signing up was yesterday, which was just like all the feels and sentimental. But her why when she first started was not even to coach others. It was to be more confident herself, to feel more confident in her skin by the time she turned 30, to get back into a healthy lifestyle. And that was her solid why when she started. And she made a post about it yesterday that was so true. She was like, I don't know if it worked because it was my last resort and I had no other option, and I knew I had to go all in. Like, I've tried the quick fixes, I've tried the diets, and I really invested $160 in myself, and I was like, I'm gonna make this work because this is like the last thing that I want to try and make this lifestyle change. And the fact that she said that really is important into coaching too, because it's that decision. One of my friends made a post today. She was like, it is not my job to like make sure everyone has success. Like, if that person wants to have success, they're going to have success because they made that decision. Courtney, I remember it was like, she still is working long hours as a nurse, working day shift, night shift. And she would she still does, gets up at 3:30 sometimes and does her workout. And she makes that decision of, this is what I said I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. And she had amazing results. And because of that, she then had her why change of, okay, now I'm feeling more confident. And my goodness, if you could look at where you were 30 days in when you thought you were feeling more confident, and then where you are now in your confidence, like, it just has continued to grow every single month. But then her why became, I want other people to feel this way too. And then her why still developed into, okay, but what if I could do nursing part-time? And that's still a why she's working towards. You always have to have this next set of whys. Or what if I could have my husband do what he loves? Or what if I could give my parents some money for retirement? Like, so many different whys. So I want you to give yourself permission that your why can change. But right now, again, write it down. And I'm going to do this too, so I need to grab a piece of paper. But why you started and your why now, it can be short term, but I also want a really long term one. And like, just for my example, my why when I started was for community, for fun. And then it was like, okay, I want to like help other people. And then it was, wait, people do this full time. I want to take this full time. And now that I'm at that point, there's still way more whys. Like, I want to help Tyler pay off his way too much student debt. I want to give us the choice when we want to have kids, if he wants to come home and work part-time doing what he loves and not having to have a job just to pay the bills. Like, plenty of whys still, but take a minute, write those down from smallest why to biggest long-term why. And you guys can keep writing, but I think it's important to note too. So like, my why now is like, okay, when Tyler and I have kids, I want to be able to give him the choice to retire. I want to be able to be home with our kids and work 4 hours a day and have the rest of the day with them, like stuff like that. But that may be my why now, but it's important to go back. And my first why was just joining a fun community that was positive because my job was so negative, and that would make me a little bit healthier because I needed some help with nutrition. So yes, while I talk about that bigger why, it's important for me to remember why I first joined in the first place. So someone may not see my post of like, and think, oh, they want to retire their husband someday or like do all these big things, but they may want a community of like-minded people who are just going to lift their spirits a little bit each day. So make sure you write those whys down. And after this call, I'm going to have you remake your vision boards, and you can include those whys in your vision board so you can always think about them. So that's the next thing we're going to talk about is vision board. So you should all have a vision board made from the beginning of the year or from at some point during the year when you started. This is mine. This is literally, we made these on a team call. There you go, Bridget. We made these on a team call in January. And then we like started them and then we finished them after, and everyone was posting them. I have had this sitting on my desk every single day. I look at it when I work. You may not be working at a desk. Put it on the background of your phone. Put it anywhere you're opening your laptop during the day. If I travel, so say I'm gone for a couple weeks at a time, or next week or a week and a half, I'll be flying to Pennsylvania. This doesn't stay on my desk. This goes with me in my planner, and I use it as my bookmark. So when I open my planner when I'm not here, this is the first thing I see. And I literally take time every single morning. I don't just glance at it, but I sit there and go through every single thing. I want our team to be at least a 10 or 15 star diamond team by the end of the year. Elite 2018, we did that, guys. That was a huge goal, and we did it. So that needs updated. But awesome. Like, and would we have hit that as a team if we didn't look at it every day? I don't know. A new car for Colorado. Don't have it yet. Still on the list. Income goals, savings goals. I have mine and Tyler's wedding venue on there. So it reminds me every day, I want to make enough money. So, and it's okay to have income goals too, but I want to make enough money to pay for our wedding and not tell my parents. But then when the time of the wedding comes, be like, here's the money back that you helped contribute towards our wedding. Like, I want to pay for it completely by ourselves. Like, how cool would that be to be like, hey guys, you don't actually have to give the vendors those checks. Like, I got it. Right now, I can't do that, to be honest, but that's a big goal that I have. And I look at that every single day of our wedding venue to push me towards that goal. Hike and travel more. So Tyler and I have definitely been doing a lot of that. And that also includes unplugging. So I've been really intentional about my unplug time, and my focus work time to make sure I'm doing both, or all these things aren't going to happen. Get Kaya another puppy sister. We've purposefully put that one off until our wedding next year, but I still see that little girl on there, and I like really want a golden now, which I didn't at first, and that's a picture of a golden, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. And then speak on the National Wake Up Call and speak on stage at Summit next year. Like, those are really big goals that I haven't hit yet, but I want to keep working towards those. And the more and more I do all the other things on that, the more these things come true. But I literally go through, like I just did with you guys, and there's a couple more things on here, and I think those things to myself every morning. It takes 2 minutes before I start working, but it starts your work day right. But what I want us to do, and we're not going to do it on the call, but we can take a couple minutes and jot down some ideas. I want you to redo your vision board. So it may just be going to your template that you had in Canva, or if you had something printed, just adding to it. Like, don't take a ton of time to redo it, but add to what you already have. And maybe I'll put like a check mark by elite, but say that I want our team to be in the top 50 by the end of the year. Like, add on to that goal. And add some other ones. Like, we do have other goals now of, I want to move out of this house next year and be able to afford a little bit of a nicer house wherever Tyler gets a job, and like not have to have, if you could hear me say that. But things like that needs updated, because I think of it, but then I'm not thinking of it every single day. And maybe you hit some of your goals and you're like, well, I hit that, and now I don't need to push as hard. You need to up your goals. So I really want you to think of bigger goals. I know a lot of you have hit your goals, and some of you are still working towards them, but what's that next step to think of, okay, where do I want to go from here? Because I think so often we can push to Emerald or push to Diamond or even push to 5-star. Honestly, when we hit 5-star as a team, I like took a little break. Like I didn't do it on purpose, and I still did my daily activities, but I think in my head I just was pushing, and then I was like, okay, time to take a break. And honestly, I see it affected in the team this month because I'm not running and pushing, and I think I can do that to an extent where I'm pushing and supporting, but then still having my unplugged time. Like I mean, I did that the whole year. But my point being is we hit these goals and then we tend to back down. And honestly, our team's sitting at 2-star right now, and I can't blame anyone of that except myself. So I obviously want our team to get back up to 5-star, get to 10-star, get to I'll talk about this later, but the goal I have for our team is 12-star by the end of the year. Opening my notes back up. But if we don't have that next thing to push for, we can have that tendency to take a step back. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have felt this way too, but then when you feel you take a, and this is my anxiety too, so maybe you don't feel this way, but you can take a step back and then you're like, oh, I lost my progress, or now I have so much to catch up on. So I tell you this isn't easy for me to say. I tell you this because I'm there too. Like I've been there too, but then I refocus. I say, okay, what are our next goals? How am I starting that? And for me, that was taking a day or an afternoon to be like, what do I want my business to look like? What do I want my day to look like? Like reframing, what time do I want to wake up? What do I want to do first thing in the morning? I unfollowed a shit ton of coaches because I was playing the compare game. Like I had to say those things to myself and be like, okay, you're going to unfollow Amy Rada. You're going to unfollow Amanda, Courtney. Like I unfollowed all these coaches because I started comparing. So, and I really took a step back. What do I want my challenge groups to look like? And you're going to see that transition going out here within the week. And what calls do I want to add to help our team? So Nina and I added the new coach calls. Like it's just evaluating and revamping, kind of like nothing huge, just little tweaks. So I really want, okay, let's take the next like 2 minutes to think of what's my bigger next goal. Like I'm just trying to think of an example too. Sometimes when we get to Diamond, we think like the income's going to come flowing in, and that is not the case. I think we put way too big of an emphasis on Diamond, and I've probably done it too just because that's what I thought I was supposed to do. But Diamond, yes, your cycle bonus goes up to 18 and it does help you in the long run, but it's not like you hit Diamond and like magic butterflies start flying down out of nowhere, or like rainbows and sparkles. You have to keep working, and that is hitting Success Club every single month, probably Success Club 20 if you want to really grow a business or more. It is consistently adding and filling those spots, but then it's working your way to 1-star, to 2-star. And I will say the biggest goal you can aim for if you're wanting to grow either full-time or just a good part-time income, which I know is all of your goals. Look at this hair. Is 2-star. And I will say your income does jump at 2-star because then you are able to open up a second business center. It's like you're franchising yourself, and then build that. And your income really does almost like double when you get to that point. So not that it's about income, but I know like realistically money like buys us what we need to live in life and can get us many other things. Just like I said, with Courtney giving to her parents, Bridget wanting to quit her job, like you need money to be able to do that. So it's realistic and okay to set those goals. But really think and start to write down. I want you to think of different phases. So I really want you to think, where do I want to be at the end of this year? Because we're going to do a huge end of the year push, because we are not going to be a team that just pulls back and relaxes during the holidays. Like if we want to have a good start to 2019, that starts with a good push at the end of the year. So where do you want to be at the end of the year? But obviously that's still 4 months away. So we need to break that down to, where do I want to be at the end of this like halfway point? So in 2 months, but then even where does that make me at the end of September? And where does that put me at the end of August in 3 days? Like if you're not at your goals yet, let's get you to them. And I'm going to talk about that. But really write out, so end of the year, where do you want to be? So maybe that's Diamond, maybe that's 2-star, maybe that's 3-star, because that means you already opened up your second business center. Maybe it's more of an income goal. I want to be making $5,000 a month. I want to be making $1,000 a month. Like it doesn't have to be rank. It can be, I want to consistently hit Success Club 20, like whatever it is. I do want you to have one big end of the year goal, and it may be, I would really encourage all of you to push for a new leader conference, which is in February, but you need to hit that, I believe, by the end of the year, which is being 1 star. It used to be 2 star, so just go for 2 star, but it's now 1 star to go to NLC, and that's out in California. You get to tour the corporate offices out there, and it's honestly the best conference I've been to so far that Beachbody has put on. It's super tiny and exclusive because it's only the new 1 through 4 stars of the year. You can't go back. So since I went last year, I don't ever get invited again. So it's a very small new leader conference is what it's called, but it's for the new leaders and up and coming leaders. And it was so great. So think about that. Think about what you want to contribute to a team goal. Like, just think about everything. So think of end of the year. Sorry, my eyes itchy, my throat hurts. I'm like a hot mess. Think of end of the year, and then start to break that down to, let's do end of October, and then even you can do like end of September for a short-term goal for that too. And obviously, this should relate back to your why that we did in the first part of the exercise. Keep thinking, I'm gonna grab some water. Okay, and just for the sake of time, I'm gonna keep moving. But you can either start throwing some of those goals up in the chat box, or sorry, or email me them. I want us to see an email from every single one of you after this or tomorrow morning, and then anyone who's watching the replay, just so I can help you hit those goals, and so I know what your goals are to match with you. Because I've said this from the very beginning, probably on a GSR call with you, or at some point in the team training, I'll walk with you. If you want to walk, I'll run with you. If you want to run, I'll sprint with you. If you want to sprint, I don't turn around and chase and drag. But send me them so I can know them and help you guys. So next. Okay, so I was taking notes of what I wanted to say. Next is how you're gonna get there. So you really need to reverse engineer that goal. So does one person want to share their goal right now? We can kind of talk through reverse engineering that, like say your end of the year goal, and we'll back it up.
Okay, so my end of the year goal was to be 5-star and premier.
Okay. If you're 5-star and premier, or no, that could be right. So let's say if you're 5-star and premier, you could technically be elite. Because the points are like the same, but there are some caps of the points that you could still be premier and not elite based on the different caps and points. So, okay, that's end of the year. Where do you want to be at the end of October?
At the end of October, I want to have visible abs because I actually stick to a meal plan. And we have one credit card that only has a couple $1,000s left on it, so I want that one to be paid off.
Okay. Where do you want rank by end of October?
By end of October, I'd like to be able to open up my second CBC. So 2-star and then working towards 3-star.
I would say,
right?
that's right. I would say realistically, I would say you need to be in 2-star qual by beginning of October, because then that's going to have you open up that second CBC. You need to have that qual for 6 weeks
Before you get, okay.
before you can open it.
Okay.
So I would say if your goal is 5-star, open up, be able to open up that second CBC either at the end of October, beginning of November. And in the meantime, your 2-star is going to be you. Your 2-star is going to be your mom and Tom, or whoever you have. I think your mom and Tom.
Yeah.
But also be building, having 2 working coaches at least. I would say you need to be having 6 at least. 6 or 8 if you want 2 of them to go diamond. So we'll really need to work on recruiting, getting business builders. And that's just kind of the name of the game, guys. Like I was on a mastermind call this morning with the 5 to 8 stars in the network in the West region. And someone was like, Carly Linder, who's in 10-star qual right now. She's like, my coaches who are pushing for 1-star, I pretty much told them, do it yourself, still have working coaches. But if you're only a diamond and you're telling your coaches to get to diamond, they're not going to do it, because they look at you as like, I can't reach what she's reached, or it's known people, your coaches are only going to do half the amount of work you do. So if you're sitting at diamond and you're expecting your girls to get to diamond, like I did that for so long, to be honest. But did you notice our team started getting more diamonds, Jessie, Brittany, Courtney, Jalen, after I hit 2-star and after I opened up my second CBC and had it on its way to diamond. Because that just shows you guys, I'm putting in the work. I want this goal for us. I'm going to match what you guys are doing or do more. And then those diamonds are going to start coming along. So it's basically just like, I can't hit Success Club 5 and expect you guys to hit Success Club 5. Like I need to be hitting Success Club 10, Success Club 20 to start to get people to hit Success Club 5. It's just like a known fact. It says your team's going to do half the amount of work you do. I want someone to do 5 times the amount of work as me. Like, find me that coach and I'll be so happy. Some people get mad and they're like, I don't want my coaches to outrank me. It's like, I can't wait until my coaches outrank me. Like, I want that for you girls. Like, I don't care about that stuff. Like, I want you to build the business that you want to build. But anyways, so 2-star beginning of October to be able to open that up in the process of helping other girls get to diamond in the meantime. So breaking that down even further, what is your goal for September and add in Success Club wise? So I just want you guys to listen to how I'm doing this too, of like, what do you want? And then what is it going to take to get there? Because we can just throw out goals all day long. We can throw out 10-star, 5-star, 2-star, 1-star. But what is the work that it's going to take to actually get there? That's the reverse engineering.
Success Club 30 in September would get my account back to diamond and get either mom or Tom to diamond.
Okay. I would say go like 40, because you're going to want to start building that other one halfway to diamond 2 to get it there earlier in October.
Okay.
And this is me just being realistic, guys. Like, I want to show you, like, when I hear that, we're like, okay, but if you want to start at the beginning of October, then we're going to start building that other one as well. But good. Also now, reverse engineer it even more. How are you going to get Success Club 40, in September?
One of the things I've been toying with is doing a Facebook ad, which I haven't done before, but doing one geared towards coaches. And then getting out of bed when my alarm clock goes off, I think is the biggest thing I could do. And actually,
but that's true. Like, I'm smiling, but that's like 100% what you need to do.
Yeah. Because then, like, if I can do a power hour in the morning, then any like other time in the day that I have is just like bonus invites and bonus convos. So, because I'm already doing 80 new conversations and 40 challenge group invites, and like my numbers are high, but a week, but they're clearly not high enough. So if I can get in like the solid power hour in the morning and then work in pockets of time throughout the rest of the day, like I'm doing now, then I should be able to double that number. I wrote a note in my planner tomorrow that my goal is to send 5 invites every time I go to the bathroom at work. So.
There you go. So perfect. I like how you broke that down of, okay, I need to do these invites. And I would say, based on where your Success Club is at now, let's up the numbers a little bit if that's your goal. Like I would say I do 100 new convos a week. So try 100 instead of 80.
Okay.
And up your invites, just because clearly we need, like, I'll take a deeper dive look into anyone's conversations that wants me to when you show me you're doing them consistently. She's so cute. But anyways, and then we'll talk about the Facebook ad. I just don't want you guys taking time away from the things that need to be done and focus on too, but it is an option. We can talk about that all individually, one-on-one, but I just wanted you guys to see how we break that down. And it starts with Jessie getting out of bed in the morning when her alarm clock goes off. And Jessie and I have talked about this, and I've given a lot of you this advice actually of do your power hour. I know it's going to suck waking up, but do your power hour first thing in the morning, because act like, so for Jessie, this is what she wants to do full time. This needs to be her number one priority then. So if it's getting pushed off till the end of the day or pushed off till last, it's not her number one priority. So why not make that the number one thing in the day and getting that done and feeling good about it? Guys, feeling good about what you're doing is so important. Like, I cannot get over the chapter in Girl Wash Your Face of the lie, something about—
I'll start tomorrow.
Yes, I'll start tomorrow, and breaking promises to yourself. And that affects me so bad. Like, I have things on my to-do list that get pushed off to the next day and the next day, and then you just feel bad about it. But like, if you get up, get it done, you're going to feel good and feel confident and feel amazing the rest of the day. And so much of this business comes from that mental aspect and from feeling confident. So I liked reverse engineering that. We'll do that with anyone. If you want to set up a one-on-one, we can go through all your goals and everything. I'm more than happy to help with that. But hopefully just going through hers as an example helps see, okay, what do I realistically need to do? And then I want you to break it down by week, by day. Like, you should have Success Club goals by week. You should have for sure invite and new connection goals per day. Like, whatever your schedule is. I know sometimes it's win the week, sometimes it's every day is the same, whatever works for you. But those goals need to be in there. And this is where I could go on my soapbox forever. And I know you guys have heard this story 1,000 times, but I'm going to be speaking on Danielle Natoni's call next Monday. And I was like, what am I going to speak about? Like, she wants me to share my top 3 to 5 tips. And really, the only thing that I have is consistency. Like, I mean, I'm going to come up with 3 to 5 tips. Maybe I'll do like a practice run in our team page, but I don't have anything special. I just have consistency. And I can tell you guys, and I can tell you over and over and over again, but my head did not hit the pillow when I was working full-time and in grad school full-time until I had my minimum amount of invites and new conversations done for the day, my whole power hour. Like, and I only had an hour. I really only had an hour during that crazy season, but I did it every single day. And yes, I've grown and learned. So like, I probably should have had an unplugged day. And like, now I know that, and now I can help you guys with that. But I can move the goals around to have still the weekly amount of activities. I know I've talked to Courtney about this a ton with her schedule. Like, let's have the same weekly activities. It's going to be on different days of the week for her. But for someone like Bridget, who's working a normal Monday through Friday schedule, I would say have your daily goals be almost the same every day and then more on weekends. But it is that consistency. And I'm just going to preach that to her team, because consistency is like the only secret magic power in this business that is going, and then personal development and believing in yourself and all that. Okay, how you're gonna get there, and then I was just gonna tell you guys my big crazy scary goals. So I want our team to be in the top 50 of the company, and that is not, you guys know, that is not like a me recognition thing. That is what it does for our team. And I'll be honest, I feel like our team is like not having the best August, and I'll take that on myself. But I feel like we had an amazing March, April, May, June. And so now I'm like, what were we doing then that we're not doing now? I look at that as a leader, but I also have to take a step back and say, I can't force anyone to do anything. Like, I'm running no matter what. So I'm constantly looking for new coaches. I'm constantly looking for people to want to build the business, because and I just told Jesse this weekend, I need to be more blunt with you guys sometime. Like, that's a weakness that I have, that I'm like, I don't want to scare them, or I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but like, I'm not your boss, so you can take my advice or leave it. Shoot, I just lost my train of thought. And I think I had a horrible boss in corporate. So I think sometimes I'm like, I want to be the fun person and be nice and not be a horrible boss like Angela was, but I'm not your boss. And I said I forget who I was talking to, but like, Holly does not babysit me. Holly does not know my power hour. Holly does not know how many conversations I'm doing a day. Holly does not care how many invites I do a day. Like, Holly really doesn't have any idea what I do, which we can talk about. Like, we'll have conversations every now and then, but she does not need to babysit me to do my work. And I'm not anyone's babysitter. And I'm not saying that I am, but I said, sometimes I think I need to be more blunt and be like, hey, like that I just did with Jesse. I'm like, hey, well, you got to get your butt out of bed. You got to hit Success Club 30 or 40 if you want that goal to be a reality. I'm not sitting here and saying, yeah, you can do it. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, no. So I want our team to have a goal of top 50, which right now we're ranked 159, which is still incredible. And like, I'm so proud of us as a team. Like, when we got on a call just like this back in March, when I announced the first retreat, we were like, let's be an elite team, let's be 5-star. And at that time, we were so far from that goal, and we made it happen. And it's seriously just incredible. And our team has come so far, but I'm not like, I want more momentum for our team. I want more coaches added to our team. I think our team is almost at a total of 300 coaches. And by the end of the year, I want that to be 700, like over doubling our team. But that's a lot of not just me, but me helping you guys. But like I said, not dragging and hand-holding. But I want our team to be, and that means hitting Success Club, all of us. Like, I need to help you guys hit Success Club more. We need to figure out stuff there, which I'm going to get into. But then I also want our team to be a 12-star team by the end of the year. So 6 diamonds on each side, or that could potentially be some in the second CBC too. And opening up a third, like whatever it may be. Obviously, I don't care what CBC you're in, but I want to help 12 people go diamond and hold diamond and advance above diamond and get to your next goals, whether that's 1-star, 2-star, financially, whatever it may be. But that's a huge goal for our team, but I know we can do it. And that goes, I'm like jumping back and forth a little here, but that goes into the October retreat. Like, I honestly think the May retreat we had out in Colorado, sorry, my throat is so sore, that we had out here was just amazing. And like, I can't even describe how amazing it is. It makes me emotional because I looked back I have the highlights in my Instagram stories, and it was just the most fun weekend. And I think the summary of that weekend was, we got into bed the one night. It was like our last night together, and Jalen and I were laying in bed together, and we looked at our stories, and I looked at my story, and I looked at Jalen's story, and I looked at Courtney's story, and maybe another one, and we all had the exact same thing, but none of us know each other posted it. It was like us sitting at the fire, and we all said our hearts were so full. And I looked at Jalen, I was like, did you copy my Instagram story? Like, did you know I wrote that? She's like, no. And then we like woke Courtney up, and we were like, did you know we wrote that? And it was just like, I know that sounds so weird. It was like, but it was just like, our hearts were full. And the fact that we all felt that, and the fact that, like, it changed everyone's business. And that's the momentum I think that we had from March, April, May, was leading up to that trip, earning that trip, having something else to work towards, having a bigger team goal and a team vision. And it did so much for us. So I want the same thing with the retreat in October. And I want a lot of new girls to be there too. And like, especially if you were at the Colorado retreat, definitely hope you can come. If you were there, I still want you to come. Like, I want everyone there. But then I want you girls, get a new business builder this month, in the next couple of days, next month, and invite them. Like, I don't care who comes, the more the merrier. Like, I need to book an Airbnb soon, but that's when I need to start getting more concrete numbers. But everyone can hit Success Club and everyone can go on this amazing retreat that we're going to have corporate there with us. Like Jeff Hill, Doug Moss, Brittany Adamson, like, that's just crazy that they're even talking to our team. Like, if you would have said that back in March when we announced the first one, like, they didn't even know who we were. And now they do. And now they're taking 2 hours out of a day to meet with us. So if you're watching the recording, like, I have some names down of definitely going. I know Jesse, Jalen, Rachel, Sarah already bought her plane tickets. Narissa wants to come. A couple of you have emailed me too. I know Courtney's looking at work schedules. Bridget, I talked to you about coming. And then Emily, I'll probably drive. Maybe. So I think Rachel and I may drive from Colorado because it's like 7 hours or something. But like, I think that's what our team needs, something to work for like that towards again. And then just the team atmosphere. Not that we need that though. Like, we can be fine without it, but it's a fun, amazing way to hang out together. This call is going way longer than I planned. Surprise, surprise. So yeah, 12-star team by the end of the year. We're going to have push groups and all of that stuff. But then the end of this call, I want to make really interactive and just figure out, like, straight up ask you guys, how can I help you? Like, what do you want from me as a leader? Even though I said I'm not a babysitter and I don't handhold, that doesn't mean I'm not going to mentor you. And like, I want nothing more than you to build the business of your dreams. Like I said, I don't want to be like a coach or a mentor that just is hands off and doesn't do anything. I think the most fun I've had in this business was March, April, May, June, when we were all pushing, when we were all doing things together, when we were all hitting goals like that. Like, that's the most fun I've had. And that's how I want my whole business to be, like, forever. Sorry, water. Did you hear that? I hit the glass off of my tooth. But anyway, so I want to know what works best for you in terms of mentorship. Like, clearly, and I said this, like, I'm not going to get on a one-on-one call, because I used to do this, and tell the person the same thing over and over and over and over, and then them never take action. Like, that is not a good use of my time. But for the people who get on one-on-one calls, like, Bridget is a great example of this. And like, she does what I tell her on her one-on-one, and then she gets another one. Like, it is as simple as that, because I see her taking the action. But I want to know what works best for you guys, or what could we improve? So we have the Tuesday team calls, obviously. We have Monday night calls now, which you guys don't need to be on. You can, but it's more for your newer coaches. Like, I really want our team to be duplicatable and have systems that they can plug into, so you don't need to feel that you need all the answers for a brand new coach, and they have that community that they're joining. Like, having a community when you join is so important. So the Monday night calls are either they go every week. New coach call, which we just go over the 4 vital behaviors. So honestly, if you guys need a refresher, jump on it, but get on it once and you shouldn't need to get on it again. Like, I would rather you do your power hour. And then we have 24 hours to Emerald calls. And if you want to get on that and see what it's like, but it's going to be the same thing every week, but it's meant for new coaches every week, which means we need to be recruiting new coaches every week for myself and Nina to make that worth our time to get on and do these same calls. Because I'm definitely the type of person that's like, why don't we just record it, and that's more efficient, and then they can watch it if we're repeating the same thing every week. But we're willing to give our time to make that a live atmosphere. To Bridget was on last night, so she could see, like, it was like, who are your 2 people? Who are you going to sign up to be Emerald by Thursday? Like, that live atmosphere really does make a difference. So we're having that. We have the masterminds. I'm thinking of switching the time of it, just because it doesn't seem like it's the best time for everyone in the middle of the day. So we'll talk about that. But then what else do you guys feel like would be beneficial team-wide? We're having the pod. So right now we have just an August push for the last 3 days for Success Club, but then it's going to turn into 3 pods, which are going to be brand new coaches. So basically that pod is going to be finish coach training and get moved out of that pod. Like, it's going to be reinforced, like, get out of this pod, hit Emerald, hit Success Club, finish coach training, get out of here. Move to the second pod, which is going to be people who are Emerald hitting Success Club. And then the third pod is going to be, since our team is still small, I'm actually going to have this pod be Diamond Chasers. So those were if you have 4 to 6 active coaches and diamonds together, just because we don't have a ton of each right now. So it's going to be new coaches, Emeralds, and then diamonds and Diamond Chasers, just so we have that team community every single day. But then we're going to use those, and this will eventually change because our team will get too big for this. Excited for that day. But right now, I want you to add your new coaches. So like, say Jesse's in the Diamond Chaser group, in Diamond group. I'm also going to have her in the brand new coach group because she's going to be adding new coaches in. And then we can both answer questions. Like, Jesse's work hours are different than my work hours, so they're always going to have someone there to answer them. And like, Courtney will go in it, and whoever will go in if you're adding new coaches. And then we just constantly keep moving them through the pods, but it's a whole team thing, so you don't need to feel that you need to do it by yourself. But what I was going to ask then, are live power hours something you guys want? It's not something I've done a ton, but would be willing to do. Live power hours, one-on-ones, if that's what you guys like, and we would figure out a system of how to earn them and track them and everything. And then I thought of doing a daily accountability post in the team page of like, post a picture of your power hour. So whether that's the BAT, whether that's the win the week, whether that's just like me and I do tally marks in my journal every day. If that's something, or if that's just like annoying, I don't know. I want your feedback here of what do you want to see in the team page? Or is it even not in the team page? Is it in email format? Is it in the pods? Like, I feel like I post a lot in the team page and it doesn't always get seen. Which should just be a thing to check into the team page to make sure you're seeing everything, because I can't reach out individually to say, get on a team call. Like, I have to post it in the team page, and you guys get that. But like, I can't be like, hey, Emily, get on the team call tonight. Hey, Brittany, get on the team call tonight. Hey, like, it has to go on the team page, and it'll go in the pods. But what else do you guys like want from me? And we're gonna hit all these huge giant goals together. I'm done. You can unmute or raise your hand and I'll unmute you.
I like the idea of the live power hour. I don't know how it would work logistically, because I know so many of our schedules are all over the place that like, even right now, like there's only 6 of us out of 300. But I feel like that's one of the things I really loved about the retreat, and like even just being at your house over the weekend, like I had the most productive power hour I had all week on Friday. Sitting on the floor in your office, because when there was like a wording issue or something, like it was easy, or like, you know, making the flash sale image, it was easy to just like turn the computer and be like, hey, what do you think about this? So I definitely like the idea of live power hours, because I think it's nice just to like have somebody else to bounce things off of in the moment, that it's not necessarily something I would email somebody about or like post in the team page. Like, I want feedback immediately. So yeah.
No, that's good. And it really has just been logistics of like, when are we going to do this? But it's like, so for me, just because I've said how unplugging is important too, and like I'm making sure I'm not working when Tyler's home and stuff. So it's not something that I can commit to every night. But if it was like, Jessie has a night that really works for her, she knows she's going to be on, it could be different leaders hosting at the same time every night, or picking a time that we stick to consistently, where I may not be on every night, but you guys step up as leaders and someone else runs a different power hour, and then people can see how it's done differently too. And as our team grows, I would hope more and more people would get on. But honestly, it would just be, hey, even if we show up by ourselves, we're going to do it, because you need to do your work anyways. But like, I could definitely take a night, or we could even do them, like we've talked about a lot, mornings and waking up and getting it done in the morning. If we did an early one day, like whatever it may be. But I'm definitely open to ideas and suggestions of timing for those, and seeing what would work best for everyone. and I know we can't please everyone, and that like I'm definitely a people pleaser at my heart, and I'm like, you guys see my polls in the team page, like what works best for everyone, but like sometimes we just need to pick it, and it may not work for everyone, but we'll try our best to get different times to help everyone.
Well, my thing is, if we wanted to do a live power hour, this might be a suggestion. All of the people that are on the same time zone, because I'm ahead of time of you. I don't know if Jesse's on the same time as me or who's on the same time.
You're East Coast, right?
Right.
There's a lot of East Coasters out there.
So maybe if we did it, maybe, I know everybody's schedule's way out of whack right now, but if we have people that are on the same time zone, like you are Mountain Time, so maybe we arrange it by time zone in some ways, and then whoever can jump on, jumps on.
Mm-hmm. I'd definitely be open to trying that too.
I like the live power hour just because sometimes when I'm sitting here, I feel like I'm all by myself and thinking, am I overthinking this? Like we talked about last night, I think I'm overthinking. And today's been one of those days with my anxiety just in overdrive. But so I think the live power hour is a great idea. And then getting that immediate feedback, like Jesse said, because sometimes I'm looking for a word, but I don't exactly know what the word I'm looking for is. And it's like, this is what I'm trying to say. What's the word for it? You know what I mean? So I think that's helpful.
Perfect.
That's just my 2 cents, but.
And I will say too, this is off topic a little bit, but I tried the morning Zooms for the workouts.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like it was not like our team's thing. And to be 100% honest, it was not my thing either. Like my mornings are my time. I want to do my devotionals and my PD and just not be the pressure of like, I have a brand new coach on and like they're expecting me to do this or that, or like it's just not my thing. I know a lot of teams do that. So workout wise, like I just want to enjoy my workout. Like Tyler and I sing and laugh, and like I just didn't want a camera on me at all times. If you guys want to do that, totally fine. It was just like not my thing in the morning. Like my mornings are just like me time. But power hour wise is totally different when we're all on here, sitting here, able to talk and do stuff. So, I forget my train of thought on that. I think I was just saying that we tried that and Jesse says my workout time is my time. That's just kind of how I was too. Like, I don't really need, this may sound bad or not, but I don't need the accountability to do my workout. I enjoy my workouts sometimes. Today I didn't, but Courtney, today was a killer and I didn't feel good. But I totally agree. And I think power hours are totally different. And then I know we brought this up at the retreat too, I think we should do a monthly just hangout session that we really need to put into action of like, and I want to start monthly meetups in Colorado with people on the team. Yes, Jesse, that was your job. People on the team and even just prospects in Colorado, like, hey, let's meet up and go for a hike. And maybe on those days that I want to do that in Colorado, everyone around the U.S. could do it. So like if Courtney, Caitlin, and Jalen wanted to get together in Altoona and then you guys start building smaller teams in your area, we do these like, maybe we plan like the first Saturday of the month, or we look at it month by month and see what Saturday is going to work. And then after we do like the hike or the workout or whatever it is, we could all jump on a Zoom and have like a beer together or something. By the way, guys, I'm like been sick for the past like 3 or 4 weeks and can't figure out what's wrong. And today someone was like, I think you're developing a gluten intolerance. And I was like, no, like I love beer so much. I will be so sad if that's what it is, but like at least doable. But anyway, sidetracked. But definitely like a monthly hangout session, whether it's in person with some people or just jumping on, not even talking business, like it can get brought up, but just hanging out and being friends, because I think that's so, so important in our team and our community. Samantha, did you have something? I saw you unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I think the power hour would be pretty good because like right now I'm not really tracking anything. I just have all my messages in Messenger. I'm not exactly sure the best way to track it. So I think getting other people's ideas and seeing what best works for me, that would probably be very helpful.
Perfect. No, good feedback. And I was gonna add this at the end of the call of this, Samantha. This just goes right into it. But you girls have to be doing your stuff every single day. Like, and that's what I want to start to see too. So when you're like, on like anyone has said this to me, everyone has said this to me. I've said it to other people at times of this isn't working, or I'm not hitting Success Club, or I'm not rank advancing. I need to see. I can't just know what's going on. Like, I need to see your tracker of how many new conversations did you do every day this month? How many new invites did you do every day this month? What did the people say? Like, it has to be tracked. So Samantha, that's a really good point of, okay, let me help you with tracking, and we can all get on, share what we're doing, share our systems, and then you can see what works best for you. But that was just not a point at you, but just a point in general. Like, that's why I said too, what are your thoughts on the daily activity posts in the team page? Just like a challenger has to track their workouts and their nutrition, and I'm actually adding, they have to track a PD book or video, a meal, and they get bonus points for sending me an Instagram, tagging me in an Instagram story showing their workout or lip singing or dancing. But I'm gonna start to track that, and that's like the daily thing. Jesse says, I like the activity posted in the Track Our Crap group, how we used to do the pools. So I used to put a pool every day, but then no one was using it, so I stopped doing it. So I don't know but I thought maybe instead of the pools, if it was like show your tracker. So if it was like, whether it's a picture of your BAT, or for me, it would just be my tally marks on my notebook, but like actually showing it and having some sort of like coach of the week, like this person turned in their tracker every day this week. Like, I don't know if you guys are like, no, wouldn't help me, just be honest, because then we won't do it. But whatever you guys think. Go ahead, Jesse.
So I know for me, what the polls used to do is like, it would pop up and I
do that.
What?
Would it be like, shit, I didn't do that part?
It would exactly be that. Like, I'd click off what I could, and then I'd be like, okay, crap, I need to go do these things, and then I can come back. And then I'd always forget to come back and click the other things. But it would be like a good, because like I don't disable my Facebook notifications. I probably should, but I haven't. So it would pop up in my notifications and be like, Emily posted a poll. So then when I click on it, I'd be like, oh crap, I still need to do whatever.
Mm-hmm. And I'm happy to bring the polls back if that's what people like. Because for my idea with the poll was, okay, even if you're doing 4 of these things, but you're not doing all 7 or 8 or whatever it was, your business isn't going to grow. You can't just do new combos and not do invites. So you can't do combos and invites, but not do PD and work on your brain. Like, it was kind of like, and I think I said that in the post, like, make sure you're doing all of these or your business isn't going to grow. Anyone else feedback on that though? What you think? What you would like?
I think the poll did the same thing for me as Jesse just said. When I would pull it up at school on my lunch break, I'm like, oh crap, I didn't do that, or I need to do that right now, or whatever. But like Jesse said, I'd forget to go back in and say, oh, I got it. But I do like how you're sharing, you're just tallying in your daily, because what I was trying to do in my notebook was write down every single username that I was starting new combos with or whatever was happening, and it just seemed to be overwhelming. So I think just the tally marks is going to be, that's going to change my system a little bit.
And I will say I track their names, but in Streak, but I don't track new conversation names. I only track once I get to the invite. And if I am working somewhere not on my computer to type it in, I just screenshot the invite, make my tally mark, and then I go in at the end of the day and add their name to where I'm tracking their names.
Okay. And I actually bought at Target in the dollar spot the teacher little notebook, so that's where I'm keeping track of all my stuff. But my question is, when you're doing your power hour in the morning, are you doing that before or after? Because my first thing is I work out very first thing in the morning. So would my power hour come right after that? Because then I was going into my miracle morning stuff. But I'm wondering if I need to put my power hour either
it's
right
up
after
to
my
you.
workout.
I mean, I personally do workout, miracle morning, then power hour.
Okay.
But there's no right or wrong. Like, I definitely think you should work out first just because I think it gives that endorphin rush and you feel better right after. I know I've said this to you and a couple other people, but I do my new conversations as I'm drinking my Energize, and then I work out, and then you can go do your insights. Like, it can be super quick. Like, it takes me 20 minutes to do 20 new conversations as I'm letting my Energize kick in. So instead of just sitting there waiting for Energize to kick in, like, knock out 20 new conversations.
I forgot about that part. I just made that note again. Okay.
Go
That
ahead.
was just my question.
Good question.
And I kind of do the opposite of that. I do my miracle morning, or theoretically on the couple mornings I've gotten up while I'm waiting for my Energize to kick in. So like that's when I'm doing affirmations and looking at my vision board and doing all those things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I work out. That way, right after my workout, I can go into my power hour.
Yep, and there's no right or wrong. So just play with it, do it both ways, and see what works for you. Court, I saw you were unmuted.
I forget why I unmuted myself, but I think it was just in relation to those polls. Because like for me, I found them to be not helpful because I don't do it every day. So I do more on my days off.
The weekly. Yeah, you're more of the weekly.
It made me feel like I was slacking on those days and that I was behind, and then that anxiety snowball stuff. So
No, that's a really good point.
I like it.
We could maybe even do like, and I'd like your feedback on this, Courtney, but like do the poll, but then say comment your picture also. So like I see the tracking, and your picture would be like, hey, I can't do this poll because this is my 12-hour workday, but here's the progress on my win the week tracker. Maybe that's just like a, hey guys, I'm still doing this. I'm still here. This is just my system. And then it's going to show other people, okay, I can have a system like that too. So maybe it's like a combination of both things.
I like that because I definitely need the accountability, but that daily, like I knew I would make up for it another day, but that day I felt like I was lagging.
And maybe I don't put numbers in it, and it's more just like invites, new combos, and then the comments. And so here's the thing. If I do this, like I appreciate the honesty from Jesse and Bridget being like, I saw it and I just forgot to go back. If we do this again, everyone on this call as a leader of the team needs to make sure you're doing it so then other people go in and do it. Because I'm not going to sit here and schedule posts all week if they're not being used. But if we have these conversations and then they're being used, and that just helps the team momentum too. So like same thing, if your coaches don't see you posting in it while a day. So stuff like that. But I'm more than happy to do that again. I'll take notes on the polls and comments. And it's not meant to take time out of anyone's day because I know we're all so busy, but how quick is it to snap a picture for accountability and be like, I did it, just like we do sweaty selfies with our workouts. Yeah. Perfect. No, that helps. Any last things, guys? I know it's over the hour. I need to go watch AGT. But any last suggestions, ideas, feedback, goal setting, anything?
I'm personally excited for the pods. I think that's what I looked forward to a lot from that May to June period, even though I thought there was way too many and they were overwhelming. But having like one solid push group, I think will be really helpful because I like that daily interaction.
Perfect. Me too. That is I don't even know like where they went. They just like disappeared. And then I was like trying to think like, what did we do then that we're not doing now? And I was like, the pods, but like, where did they even go? So
I feel like we were just all really involved in each other's businesses and very
helpful and
supportive. And then it just kind of like died.
And it's like
I kind of just died.
But it is. I was having so much fun when we were all pushing together, when we were all pushing for goals, when we talked daily and we knew what was going on. And I think that makes the team atmosphere so much better too. But I'll just end on, I want us to start definitely recruiting business building coaches and just having that, because that's where the depth needs to happen. And for me personally, my first 2 years of the business, they talk about this in the 45-second presentation book, which is a really good network marketing book if you haven't read it. But you can grow wide all day long. I've hit Success Club 40 or above for over a year and a half now. You can add people all day long and have a wide organization, but that's really not going to help you. You have to start getting the depth, meaning Jesse's adding coaches, Courtney's adding coaches, Emily's adding coaches, Sam's adding coaches, Bridget's adding coaches, and those coaches are adding coaches, and those coaches are adding coaches. Like, that's what builds a business. So I'm really trying to focus on how can we have these systems for the whole team? How can we have these pods for the whole team to help each other? The power hours, I'm tweaking just a little the onboarding system just to make it super action oriented, but just getting people those first wins and really growing the depth of our team. So I really appreciate you guys being on, listening to us ramble for an hour and 10 minutes, but I think that was really helpful. Send me your goals, even better, post them in the team page after this, just showing it with everyone, and we can hold each other accountable. I want your end of the year, end of October, and end of September goals, and then you can add your whys, like add anything, because the more you share from this call and show that it was valuable and show that you put in the work, the more other people are going to go watch the replay then and do it too, and the more our team is going to grow. So I'm going to stop talking for the rest of the night because my throat is on fire. But I appreciate you all so much being on. I'm excited. Message me or email me about the retreat because I'm so pumped for that too. And let's rock the second half of the year. I can't believe it already, but we've hit some big goals and we're just moving on to the next one. So have a good night, girls. Bye.